4 chefs, 3 courses, the challenge. Create an unforgettable meal from the mystery items hidden in these baskets before time runs out. Time's up. Who will win the $10,000 prize? And who will be chopped? Welcome, chefs. Here are the rules. There are 3 rounds: appetizer, entree, and dessert. Each course comes with its own basket of mystery ingredients. You must use every ingredient in the basket in some way. If your dish doesn't cut it, you will not move on to the next round. You will be chopped. Chefs, please open your baskets. And you must put something together using breakfast sausage, cantaloupe, potato rolls, and coconut flakes. 20 minutes on the clock. Time starts now.
I want to make a spring roll with the bread being the skin of a spring roll, and then stuff it with sausage, cantaloupe, and the coconut, and fry it. That's how you get it up to temperature in time. It's going to be fun and whimsical if I can get this thing to come together. That's the challenge, bringing the vision to life.
My heart's racing. When I see the bread, I automatically think of panzanella salad, which is the classic Italian bread salad that's tossed with tomatoes, red onion, cucumber. In place of the tomatoes, I'm using the cantaloupe. One of the biggest reasons why I'm here today is so I can give my girl what she deserves. It's a lot of pressure.
When I see the melon, I know that I'm gonna make a salad with it. I choose to go straight forward because I don't like to overcomplicate my food.
I see the potato rolls, they look like little buns. The first thing I'm thinking about is doing a slider. The coconut flakes, I just put into the slider for texture. The slider usually gets pickle and it gets cheddar. I look at the color of the cantaloupe, it looks like cheddar, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do a pickled cantaloupe.
So I'm making a gremolata, but this is definitely not a traditional gremolata. It's toasted coconut, toasted pine nuts with lime zest.
I start to roll these spring rolls, and as I unroll it, I'm seeing that it's just not going to hold.
5 minutes on the clock, chefs.
I'm looking at the coconut bread. Some get over toasted, but I don't have time to go back and redo it.
30 seconds left.
No time for second guessing, chefs. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Please step back. Chef Sonia.
I crusted the potato bread with coconut, and it's a salad made with arugula, melon, and sprinkled with the breakfast sausage. It has a dressing of rice wine vinegar, honey, and olive oil.
Chef Charles.
So today I made coconut pork slider with pickled cantaloupe with a coconut arugula salad.
Chef Arthur.
I made today a panzanella ensalada with a coconut pignoli gremolata. In place of tomato, I used the melon.
And finally, Chef Sean.
What you have is sausage with cantaloupe tossed in and placed on fried potato roll.
Whose dish is on the chopping block? Chef Sean, you've been chopped.
I think your bread was overcooked. In the presentation, left a lot to be desired.
Thank you.
Sonia, Charles, Arthur, please open your baskets. The mandatory ingredients are fiddlehead ferns, sablefish, Vadavan, and blood orange sorbet. 30 minutes on the clock this time. Clock starts now.
Behind.
Excuse me, behind?
When I look at the Vadavan, I think, what am I gonna make with that? It has curry smell in it and turmeric. So I decide that I'm gonna dust it over my fish. Fiddlehead ferns are a funny little vegetable. They're very earthy, so I'm going to blanch them first and then get them organized in my sauté pan.
I look at the blood orange sorbet, and the first thing I think, I'm gonna melt it down, and I'm just gonna do a sauce with it.
I've never heard of fiddlehead ferns, but the shape of the ferns remind me of fusilli pasta. So I'm gonna make a carbonara of fiddlehead ferns. One of the first pastas my father ever taught me how to cook was a carbonara. potatoes do need a creamy aspect to them. Goat cheese is very creamy, and I feel like the saltiness from the cheese goes very well with the sweetness from the blood orange beurre blanc.
I know the fish is cooked properly. It looks great. I'm looking at my sauce. I don't really like it.
My polenta is still a bit hard. That really bugs me because I know how to cook polenta.
You have only a few seconds. Finish. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Please step back.
Okay.
Chef Charles?
So I made a pan-seared crusted sable fish with orange glazed fiddlehead ferns and vin de polenta with blood orange sauce.
Chef Arthur?
Yes, sir. I have brown butter and Vadavon seared filet of sable fish served atop smashed purple potato, topped with a little bit of goat cheese, alongside carbonara of the fiddlehead ferns and the blood orange beurre blanc.
Chef Sonia?
I dusted my fish with the Vadavon, pan-seared, and it's served with the ancho chili polenta. And I made a cucumber salsa with the orange sorbet to cool it down.
Whose dish is on the chopping block? Chef Arthur, you've been chopped.
Your main course fell short because of your overuse of the goat cheese, the Parmesan cheese, and the butter. They really overwhelmed the other elements of your dish. And for that reason, we had to chop you.
Thanks. All I cared about was the money. And now that that's taken out of the equation, I just want to go home.
Chef Sonia, Chef Charles, please open your basket. The mandatory ingredients are sour beer, cherimoya, raspberries, brown bread in a can.
I'm like, damn. Beside the raspberries, I don't know any of the ingredients.
30 minutes on the clock. Time starts now.
The cherimoya, I'm opening it and I'm like, wow, there is a lot of seeds.
Chefs, I need to tell you both, the seeds in that cherimoya, do not eat them and do not serve them. They're not good for you. In fact, they might even kill you.
I'm like, okay, it's fine. I'm just gonna cook it and then strain it and it's gonna be okay. I'm gonna do a brown bread pain perdu or French toast and a cherimoya maple syrup coulis.
Brown bread in a can, very interesting. I totally think bread pudding. Soft, gooey, buttery, you can't go wrong. I mix together my custard, put that over the bread with some currants. Cherimoya is a fruit that we eat in Lebanon. I decided to use the cherimoya in its natural form, so I spooned it out, take the seeds off.
Oh, Chef, you want to be careful that you don't miss any of the seeds.
If they cook with it, is that a problem?
Yeah, that is a problem. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, I'm sorry, can't serve them.
I need to take out the seeds, and I have a lot in my pan, and I'm like, I'm gonna spend 15 minutes just taking out the seeds.
I see the sour beer, and I'm really happy about it. When I lived in Brussels, we drank a lot of beer. I decided to make a zabayon with it.
I want to make the raspberry mousse. Going to the pantry, take the mascarpone, some milk to make it a little softer. I put too much milk. You know, there is not really much thing I can do.
I have my bread in the oven, and nothing's happened, so I'm thinking, let me just stick it in a sauté pan with butter. So this is like a camper-style bread pudding. If you want to make bread pudding and you don't have an oven, this is what you go for.
Counting down, chefs, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Please step back. Chef Sonia.
Yes. So I made stovetop bread pudding with the beer zabayon. The cherimoya is under the zabayon, caramel as a garnish, and raspberries that are macerated with sugar and beer.
Chef Charles.
So I made a brown bread pain perdu with cherimoya and maple syrup coulis, sour beer caramel sauce, a raspberry mousse, and a raspberry salad.
Whose dish is on the chopping block?
Oh, man. So disappointed.
Chef Sonia, you've been chopped.
Bon.
Chef Sonia, your opponent was one step ahead of you. He just executed just a little bit better.
Super upset. Bon. Bonne chance. Merci.
Enchanté.
Enchanté.
And that means, Chef Charles Lopez, that you are the chopped champion. How does a check for $10,000 sound, sir?
Sounds good. Sounds very, very good.